fight the power like BITCHUTE.
What's the status, 3?
I'm good, just making the world a better place, that's all.
Between earth and God, I'm a byproduct. I come from a family of hustlers. That byproduct, money is the root of all evil. But I'm still trying to find a large profit. It's a mirage, they live in a facade. I was smoking thigh and had a talk with God. She told me why she named me John. I author scriptures to shed light on the darker picture. If you my dog, I'm barking with you. Be feeling the star wisdom. My homie Chuck told me it was giants on earth before me. And chemtrails, we inhale, inhale. That's another story. Mercury is used to check temperature. The sun is the spirit sink in the earth. The moon is the portal, assuming you important. Set your turn. Mars is wars as the M turn. And change words. I'm in the game, but change service. I'm about to disassemble a bomb. I ain't nervous.
Drake, Dragon, Draco, Draconian, land of the giants, ice wall, Patagonian, lexicon, word wizardry, speaking Babylonian, highways of the vortex, shooting out the fallopian, low vibrating light, king of the material, mark of the beast, nanotech, scanning serial, the mental dead, carried by 6 to your burial, the lights is out. No resurrection, broken power grid, no interconnection. The Grim Reaper, I'm so collecting. 6-shot, hollow tip, rubber grip, Smith & Wesson. Bitch, repent when God is in your presence. Your aura is weak, uproot your essence. I walk through darkness, highly illuminated. Eyes blazing with fire, with blades double serrated. Hunting down clowns I double hated. Hit so hard your jaw is elongated. Shatter egos like they was glass plated. This was long overdue, past dated. One shot deal, it is as is and no recreation. All praises due to my parents for making. Always appreciate and never abated. Check it, yo, I always be analyzing to see who's fake. People acting Janice, running around two-faced, talking behind my back until they put in their place. You're a 2-course meal without saying grace on the internet. Talking shit through your fingertips, talking high power till your shine is eclipsed. Trying to ride a wave until your mind is seasick. Cement shoes and your ankles tied with 3 bricks. This isn't Grand Theft Auto, this is real life. I will piss on your grave and throw dick to your wife. This is a warning mixed with some advice. You might be king, but I'm the ace of spades, and you just renege. This is food for thought, bitch, eat a grenade. This is what people want, to be treated like dirt. I tried being humble, but that was absurd. All the brainless pigeons flock together like birds, pecking for crumbs until they merge with the crossroads and chuck the demi-urge. I think they had enough, I took the trash to the curb. Let the torture begin and watch them burn. Here's the urn.
It's hard to keep it real with fake people. They can take love, mix it with hate, and make evil. I'm staring at 50 shades of gray people. It's a grand deception, like K-Vino. They are who they say they isn't. On the internet, spreading everybody's business through a troll account. Talking foul, not knowing what goes around comes around. The flat out truth is the energy change when I come around. I guess London Bridge is falling down. Hey people, stall him out. We know all about the narrative painting to control the clout, they gatekeepers. killers, trying to stop the ones trying to awake people. HOTC, nigga.
What is good? On this Sunday morning. It's very foggy here. It's like 60 degrees out. So I forgot who put the video out, but I watched What's Up, Three Fingers. I watched the video with and you know, with Jeranism, and he was going at Eric Dubay and a lot of flat earthers, right? But you could tell in his voice, like, he's been waiting all these years to say this stuff. You could, like, you could just tell, man, like, in his voice, he's been waiting. He's been holding back, and now he could let it all out. He don't have to front no more. So, got to be careful with these people, man. You'd be like, yo, Jeranism, let's measure this floor. And he'll go get a ladder and climb up and be like, let's look at this light, man. You get a better measurement. Fucking idiot. And they keep mentioning that flat earthers said if the sun goes around Antarctica, we'll say that like, I don't know where they were getting this stuff, but the Globies are desperate. But yeah. I was gonna leave it alone until I heard that I watched a video of Jeranism's live stream going at all these people, and you could just feel the hatred energy. Like, he's been waiting for so long to shit all over fucking Eric Dubay, and he was talking shit about his 200 proofs, and I don't know. I don't think I'm subscribed to Jeranism. I sure fucking hope not. Like I said, I'm gonna leave it at this. I knew what was up when he went on Bro Sanchez, and so did most of the people that were there that day. They were calling him out then. Everyone, and not everyone, but a good 90% was like, watch, he's gonna say it's a globe, and we were all right. It's wild, man. There's a lot of, I watched the video a few times, and I just see a lot of things wrong, but I'm really not gonna argue about it, because that's what they want. They're not, you know, these people need attention. It's real foggy in Connecticut today. I was gonna record a video, but I didn't. You could barely see in front of you. It's that foggy. It's weird. For January, I mean the end of December, definitely the weather has changed a lot. I don't know who gave Jeranism the okay to speak for everyone, but I don't know. I've heard a lot of things, man, about all these different people. Eric Dubay, I've heard so much about him. I've heard a lot of negative stuff about Dave Weiss. They'd be like, oh, he's Jewish and this and that and whatever. Like, I thought I had screenshotted, but I didn't, which is probably good. But I did redo this video. Ah, good. It's gonna upload. Look at this shit. This is what they give us. It's an 8-second clip of them saying this is landed on. Look at this shit. They're saying that's a comet. They're landing on a comet. This is what they give us. Are you fucking kidding me, man? Like, NASA's been lost all credibility. They lost credibility when I was like fucking 10 years old. And I was questioning all this stuff, but now that I found like-minded people that felt the same way, they really lost credibility. Whoever said NASA means never a straight answer, that's perfect. I'll take that. But today I want to talk about these old school weapons of mass destruction and underground and these melted buildings and a lot of other stuff. I mean, unless anyone has better topics. Who's Langley? Cubicles at Langley? Like, I'm open-minded, you know, I hear people out, but all this looking to the sky to measure the ground, just it don't make no sense at all. But hey, whatever rocks their boat. I wonder how much they paid them, or was this a, you know, because they said in the video that they were studying flat earthers, and this is what they got out of. They're like, no flat earther has a straight answer, and I'm thinking, neither does the Globers. They can't even get the mathematics right, right? They dance around this curvature, right? We've been waiting for 11 years to present some curvature, and yet they dance around it. They say, oh, we'll look at the sun, or, you know, shit like that. So until I see a plane going around the ball or whatever, somebody surfing down that curvature, I really have nothing more to say. And people be like, well, how do you explain eclipses? And how do you explain, like, bro, I don't know. I'm not going to front like NASA does. I don't know. If I had more equipment and resources, I would be trying to find out. Yeah, Jeranism was talking hella shit, real spicy on his live stream. He reminded me of Professor Dave. They all do that, you know? They all resort to name calling, like 5th grade shit. You know, when they get mad and they're back to the wall, they start name calling. And I think it's all about entertainment. But this, I think, yeah, this is the video.
Again, y'all. A knight is wearing this.
Oh.
And he can't see. That's the front of his mask. We're going to do a lot of critical thinking here in this video.
Oh, Kuma.
Take a look at that. This right here is a conducted cage. That's what this is. Because they were conducting energy and projecting energy and using these as Faraday cages. Let me show you. Pay attention. He's got a cage on his head. Metal cage. This is just like those ether collecting antennas. This has collected ether. Now he's using a sword to extract and harness the energy. Look.
Oh.
That's how they used swords. This is why knights are covered in metal. Look. These weapons weren't used the way you think they were used. That's crystal. Crystal.
Right. Where you think they get the lifesavers from like Star Wars and stuff like that? Think about it, y'all.
These items are made for electricity. Look at that. Look at that. Look at how thin these are. This is for energy projection. This is a conducting suit with an antenna on the top.
Look at the thing that was on top.
So these suits combined with the ether antennas, and you get an energy projection weapon. We just never wanted to ever question why this guy was clad in metal from top to bottom, covering up everything. Until now. Let's take a look, shall we? Silicone is a key mineral found in hair, undoubtedly contributing to its antenna ability. Crystals have the power to receive and transmit energy waves. Let's take a look at these weapons. Let me ask you a question. It's the medieval times. This guy is covered in heavy metal, right? What are you doing with your crystal hilted sword? Why would you have a blunt end that is used in battle to bash a dude in the head? This dude's wearing heavy metal. Why would you make it out of crystal glass? Why would you make the hilt out of crystal glass unless it's not a physical sword, but made to harness and project energy? Remember, y'all, they do not want us thinking about free energy or spirit. They want us stuck in the physical realm. That's why you don't know about this information. Let's go a little bit further. Let's just take a look, because we're critical thinking now. Let's take a look. Do those look like those are penetrating anybody's armor? No. Does that look like a slashing device of... No. Actually, what does it look like? It looks like the top of all the cathedrals. Does it not? It looks like it harnesses energy.
Mama.
Does it not?
What do you want, Boozy?
Look at this. Notice the gloves are also metal. Why would your gloves be solid metal? Unless you still wanted to be able to conduct energy through your weapon. Are you going to sword battle with that?
Hell no.
Or not.
So a fireball at you. That's what's gonna happen.
When I saw this the first time, I thought to myself, man, that's a silly idea to make a sword like that out of crystal. This is a crystal sword with a crystal hilt. And like at first glance, you'll look and it don't look like much, but look at that. It's crystal, which I just showed you is made to harness and project energy. Look closely at the intricate placement. Look at the balance of that. Look at the spacing, gapping. Anybody that knows anything about spark plugs, energy, firing, you know everything needs to be gapped just right. Look at all these little holes and intricate sequences. This is for energy. Look at how beautifully woven that is. If that guy was doing what he was doing with the Faraday cage with just a piece of metal, could you fucking imagine what this motherfucker had on? Just in case you guys were wondering what that was, it's a crystal hilt Chinese bronze sword studded with turquoise and gold inlaid.
And you know what the gold is for, right? Conductor.
Just said gold inlaid. Yes. That means these lines you're seeing here, all through the crystal, are being gold. Yeah. You can take this motherfucker right here, point it at a nigga, and blast that motherfucker to the other side of the goddamn planet. Facts. I just want y'all to stop thinking about physical things. Stop thinking that we're physical beings. Stop thinking about swords and sword fighting and hitting. We are energy. We are spirit. And they don't want us to know that. They want us thinking physical. These things were not built for physical. This is pure gold. This was built to project energy. This is called a Vajra. This is a Vajra. This is also made to project energy. I ain't playing, man. I ain't playing. We gonna figure this shit out. But what these people gonna do is they gonna stop fucking lying to us, man. Because I got these motherfucking keys and I'm unlocking this motherfucker. Because ain't no way a motherfucker was seeing out of this motherfucker right here when the goddamn vent is damn near at the top of the goddamn forehead. Stop playing with me, man. Stop playing with me, man. And just to put things together in your head so that you can understand on a full level what I'm trying to tell you, these are energy weapons. And we had access to the ether. It was free energy and it was everywhere. Just like you see that guy, right? In the fact, look, Nicholas, do you see this right here? What you're looking at right here, what this is doing, right? It's what every last single one of these motherfuckers did. Are y'all keeping up with me? Are y'all keeping up with me? That's why they had to turn all these motherfuckers the fuck off. That's why they shut them down. Because these are harnessing energy just like this. That's what those are doing. And if you got these all over the place harnessing energy, I can take my joint, I can walk up right to here with my sword, with my hilt covered in my metal, and go just like this, conduct energy, and throw that shit right at you. Because I got access to these Faraday cages all over the fucking place. So that's how they was doing that shit. They ain't need 9 mils. They had motherfucking energy projectors. Come on, man. That's what these motherfuckers was for. But when the mind is blind, the eyes can't see. Until now.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to find. I found this sword. So they have swords built just for that. I could find Faraday cages, but I'm trying to find these swords. I just got a couple extra pictures. I don't know what's going on there. Catholicism. What's up, D. Allen Warren? Maggot. That which is. Queen Peachy, Black Toket, peace everyone. Oh, what's up, JG? I think it's crazy how the Muslims pray with their butt in the air. No disrespect to Muslims, but I just always thought that was a little, just like other religions pray on their knees. What's with these sexual positions here? These popes look suspicious anyway, man. You could just look at them and see something ain't right. Huh. Just, I gotta get a picture of that statue, man. When I rode by on the bus, it's a statue in the graveyard of a priest. He got his hands on some child's head, and you think of the rest. And I'm thinking, man, from far away, you'll get the wrong idea. And I think that's what the purpose is. Look at this guy. Looks like George Bush. Herman Munster ass face. Yeah, he just put one out recently. The Alan Warren. I think I played his video. I don't know if I still have it. Let me see. Cause I know. I remember I said, if you're gonna measure the ceiling, I mean measure the floor, you're gonna get a ladder and start measuring the ceiling. He kind of mentioned that. Cause people that think the Earth isn't a globe have been saying that for a long time. You know, why you're looking at the stars to measure the ground. You know, the globers regurgitate books, NASA, and all that. This is the best experiment they can come up with. That's terrible. At least a lot of flat earthers like D. Marble, he did real experiments. And many other people. But I gotta give D. Marble credit, man, because he was one of the first. He did the lasers with the water. He went to Alaska and did the same thing that Jeranism and these bozos did, but D. Marble wasn't trying to prove nothing for the ground. He was just showing that the sun is on a short distance when it comes north. And he was also showing I don't know. There's a lot of things I see wrong with their experiment. Peace of Look Within. Yeah, D. Marble's been, he just put a video out the other day. He's been quiet for a while. Let me see. Do I have that Eric Dubé? Nope. I took it down. Look at this suspect ass shit. I'm calling this commercial out on YouTube, man. Because he said it out of his own mouth. Now listen to what this guy says. It's only an 8-second clip I screenshotted it. But this is some weird shit.
Now she's... I met this beautiful little girl. It's a little over 2 years ago.
He said it. I met this beautiful little girl. Right? He went to the Philippines and got her. And they're talking about green cards and stuff. You want to get yourself a young wife. That's what they're talking about. Little girls. Out in the open, blatant as shit. It's wild, man. This world's fucked. What's up, Tommy Rogers? Thanks, Look Within. That ain't no little boy. That dude's like in his fucking 38. That chick's probably like 16. When they say age ain't nothing but a number, they're trying to justify their wrong. And they play that video a lot, but I didn't catch it until like the third go around. I was like, wait a minute, let me rewind this here. What did he just say? That's why I like the Alaskan Avenger, man. I'm not saying to go do this to anyone, but he went on that Chomo list, and he went hunting down Chomos and stuff, and beating them with a hammer. Now, I'm not telling anyone to go do that, but I just gotta say this. That's more justice than the fucking system's justice ever served. You know, it's to the point where they're trying to okay that shit. To say there's nothing wrong with a man or a woman liking children. Like, whoa. I mean, I look at some of these states, and the legal age is 13 in some states. That's fucking wild. Yeah, there's no justifying that shit. I remember when I started learning about the Catholic Church and then the Muslim Church, over, you know, all of them, all these religious organizations seem to be on some PEDO shit. And then they be locking people up for stealing bubblegum. They're always worried about locking drug dealers up. In Connecticut, I don't think it's as strong as California or West Coast politics. But, yeah. It's different here in Connecticut. People mostly are on their own. And people mingle. It's mixed up. There's no... I mean, there are people who segregate. And usually, you could tell those are the racist factions. You could tell off that. But, fuck them. Chomos should not be eligible to walk no main line, let alone in the fucking streets in the real world. Anyway. I watched a video of fucking goats running across a 90-degree angle cliff like it was nothing. I said, man, billy goats are awesome. I never seen no fucking animal do that. I mean, it was stepping on cracks. Like, we used to jump off cliffs and we would have to, you know, kind of like, I don't know what to call it, but we had to walk sideways up this cliff, just like these billy goats were doing, but they fucking ran across it. They have good judgment. What's up, Londonman? Yeah, I seen you dropped. I don't know what number it is, but I love those videos, man. Keep them coming. Londonman dropped part, I think it's part like 16 or some shit. Trying to find more information on what you think about what's his name, London, Jeranism. I mean, he's getting what he wants, people talking about him, but it ain't gonna be nothing good, I'll tell you that. Because the way, like I said earlier, the way he was talking to these people, to me, I feel like analyzing his energy and analyzing the way he's speaking, it just feels like it's bottled up anger he's been having for however many years. Like he couldn't wait till this day when he's free to talk shit. Yeah, they are shows. They're worse than that. They're bozos. I met this little girl here in the Philippines. I bought her for $10.
Yo, mic check.
What's up, London? You sound 100%. Look at this. Damn, this is Hartford, Connecticut from Massachusetts. I got this from Reddit. It's about 33 miles, the guy said. No 8 inches per mile square. I forgot what mountain it is, but I think just over those mountains in the background there is New Haven. Wait, yeah, because that's got to be facing south, because they're north of Hartford. Anyway.
Yeah, you asked me what do I think about these guys.
Yeah, these bozos. Did you see Jeranism put out a live stream and he was talking mad shit about Eric Dubay and all these flat earthers, and I felt the energy he was putting out like he'd been waiting a long time. Like you could tell it was built up anger and hatred that he's been holding on to all this time, and now that he finally gets to show his true colors, it's all coming out. That's how I feel.
Well, I mean, I haven't seen what you just said, you know, him going at them, but I've seen other things, and most of these, you know, flat Earth prominent figures, they're actually going back on things they've said. Like even with Jared now, right? He's somewhat of a globie, right? Somewhat of a globie now, just by the things what he's been saying, and he actually agreed to the terms and conditions of this trip, saying if they go over there and they see a 24-hour sun, that means we live on a globe, apparently, right? So he's seen it now. He's saying we're a globe. He's a globie, right? Or the Earth's a globe, right?
Mm-hmm.
To some degree, I'm on par with the globe part, right? But they're saying we live on the outside of the globe. I'm saying we live on the inside of the globe, right? Now, with that being said,
Cosmic egg, right? The cosmic egg.
yeah, it's the opposite of what they say. You know, they say we live on the globe, we live inside the globe, hollow earth, right?
Yeah.
But my thing is this now, all these flat earthers have come out and said what they said. Now, even Karen B, right? Karen B came out the other day and she started to take shots at these flat earthers. She's calling them delusional flat retards or something like this, right? Now she's a flat earther. She's saying herself now, flat earth is full of weirdos. It's a psyop. It's this, is that, right? Now, not only did she say that, she actually said she's kind of been on the globe side for 10 years, right? In so many words, she didn't actually say I'm a globe head, but she said through her observations, you know, and studies, she's always thought it's been globe, right? For 10 years, she said this. I don't know why no one has picked this up and said anything about it, right? But we was going through it and we
I don't
heard her
even know
say,
who Karen is. I think I've heard of her, but
right, she's a flat earth lady, right? She's the one who holds the Flattober events and all these things, right?
oh, them
Right.
they're the ones that hold that their hand like to their chest, like it's flat, right? Like that Masonic sign where they hold their
Yeah,
hand flat.
yeah,
Yeah, okay, yeah.
right. Now they're saying all of these things, right? She like, look, check this out. She was saying, why is everybody going through their data, right? The data before the people even get back from this excursion, right? This little event. She's saying we should wait until they get back. I'm saying, why the hell are we waiting when they're releasing stuff to the public now, right? Why aren't we going through it now? Why do we have to wait, Karen B, until they come back from holiday or wherever they are? So that gives them time to, you know, edit stuff, do this, do that. More deception, more trickery on the way, right? So she wants us to wait for them to get up to their plans. I'm saying fuck that shit. Let's give it to them now. Let's point the fingers now. Let's get to work from now. So when they come back from off the plane, right? It's not going to be a bed of roses, right? Because this is serious stuff. They just sent out nobodies out there. They sent out a guy called Jaron Whitsit and a girl who's only just been in flat earth community for 2 years. These are the experts they sent out there. Not no type of scientist, nothing. She don't even know how to fucking use a camera to some degree, right? It's all new to her. All this stuff is new. But those are the people they sent out there to come back and give us the final word, right? It's just like sending, no disrespect, right? It's just like sending Kimber out there, right? And taking Kimber's word for it. Taking Kimber's word for it. You understand? No disrespect to Kimber, but that's the analogy I'm trying to use. It's like Kimber is far from an expert in this flat earth stuff, right? But they sent Kimber to come back and give us the final word. You understand? It don't fucking sit right. So now all these flat earthers, they're going back on their word now, saying, "Oh yeah, globe this, globe that, globe this." Oh yeah, 10 years I've been thinking about this. 10 years, and you're only just now saying it when everybody's, you know, holding scrutiny to each other. You know, it just don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. All of these flat earthers, they're coming out and they're revealing how they really feel, right? Revealing
Yeah.
how they really feel. And the craziest thing, they're all on the same team. These people are all on each other's channels. They're subbed up. Oh shit! Thank you, Chuck. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Chuck. Hold on, clip this shit. How come my thing's not working? All right, hold on a sec. Because I've been
Yeah, the
saying this
guy
for
to
a
the
long
right
time, Chuck.
is how they hold their
Look how
hand.
long I haven't promoted Flat. Yeah, all of that stuff. Right? The flat earth is a joke. Because check this out now, right? She said, why don't we wait until the data comes, right? So to some degree, I hear what she's saying, right? Wait for the data. Cool, I can rock with that. But this ain't one of those type of parties right now, right? You
I
want to
seen
get
that
to it.
video actually. Now I know who you're talking about. I seen that a few days ago where she was like, "Why don't we wait until they get back?" And I'm thinking the same thing you just said, man. Why?
Yeah,
They already put
yeah.
the footage on.
Now, check this out. Keep in mind, right? She's a flat earther, right? Now, I go to her, right? Because remember, I look more into the moons of things, right? The moon, the eye, the bigger earth, and all this stuff, right? Now, I went to her with my information regarding the reflection and the moon, right? This woman started laughing at me, telling me to get out of here. It's bullshit, right? This is how she was talking to me. Now I'm saying, whoa, hold on. I'm bringing you
Shit.
data, information. I'm bringing you information. Like, isn't that what we're supposed to be looking at? Information before we tell someone that it's wrong or it's fake or it's this. Like, so she's trying to shoot down my hypothesis without even looking at it now. Now, go back to what she said about we should be looking at the data before we even say anything. Right? She can't say that anymore because, like I said, I tried to bring her data information. She didn't even want to look at it. She was telling me, no, it's crap, it's this, no, I'm not buying it, it's CGI, whatever, without even looking at it. Right now, then she turned around and said to me, the only way I'm gonna look at it if you comprise it all into a 10-minute video. Because she don't want to look at it. She thinks it's a bullshit subject. So she said, the only way I'm gonna look at it, London, if you pull it in a 10-minute video. What? You want the truth in 10 minutes? Get out of it, right? They want you to give them the truth in 10 minutes. I could do it in 10 minutes, but that's not the way I rock. I'm not just going to take something down for 10 minutes, right? I tagged her in 3 of my streams. 3 streams that I done, I tagged her in when I was presenting receipts, evidence, and all of this stuff. She ain't turned up once. I don't even know if she even looked at it. She probably did. Now knowing who these people are and what team they're rocking with, I guarantee they're watching my shit and they're looking at it and they're saying, "Whoa, we can't speak about this guy too much because he's he's going against flat Earth and the Globies, right? The Globies and flat Earthers is like Republicans and Democrats. In my opinion, they're trying to keep you from the third party, which is Hollow Earth.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking into because the crater. When we talked about crater, and even I've been talking about the cosmic egg for years. So the cosmic egg and crater Earth and the moon all fit into flat Earth. That's why I don't label it that, because there's so much more to look at than just sticking to the flat Earth stuff.
Yeah. I ain't rocking with it. Listen, I ain't promoted. How long haven't I promoted Flat Earth for like 3 years, coming on to 4. From when I found out the truth with the reflection and crater, you haven't heard me ever promote Flat Earth because I knew it was a psyop. When I started to see what was going on, I was like, yeah, I see this from a mile off. Right? You've never heard me be like FMP or Flat Power. Nah, bro. I know where this thing stems from. Right? This thing stems from Jeffrey B. Hubbard and all these people. Like, these are Luciferians and shit. They're trying to keep you from something. These two, left wing and
It's like
white,
religion. They're putting a
trying to.
ceiling. They don't want you to elevate.
I don't know what they want you to do or what, but I know they're trying to keep you from something. It's wild.
Is she with the Flat Earth Society? Trying to find where they had that picture where they had their hands just like the. I know D Marble was in the picture. Now I'm not saying anything bad about him, but damn, I don't know if it was Flat Earth Society or.
Flat Earth Society, I don't know about them.
That chick, what would you say she was a part of? The name of her, it wasn't Flat Earth Society, was it? Let me look. I'm gonna see if they got a website.
Which one? There's Flat Earth Gang, but I'm yet to see what they look like. Yeah, basically the lady who went to Antarctica, her name was Lisbeth. She, excuse me, she's part of a movement called Flat Earth Gang. I don't even know who
That's
or where
hilarious.
from, right? But this lady, just like all of us, right? I'm sure she started out on the globe, just like all of us, right? She went from globe to hollow Earth, from hollow Earth to flat Earth. Now it looks like she's going back to the globe. You understand? Wild. Don't trust these people, not one bit. They're trying to do something. Yeah, I'm not with it. Something's not right. Something is not right. I see it from a mile off. Even because look, even Mr. Eric Dubé now, right? I wouldn't be surprised, right? I mean, you can hold me against my word, right? But I wouldn't be surprised now if he follows suit, talking about blah blah blah, could be right, it might be onto something, we need to get back and do some more research on this, blah blah. I can guarantee you soon he's gonna come out and say something as well, right? Because even when I look at him and the stuff that he does and promotes, and even the symbolism, he's doing the exact same one eye stuff like these people. He's dressing like the female. He's doing so many things, right? And I don't really see him talk
Cool.
about Eric Dubai,
Oh,
whatever his name.
okay. I figured that you were talking about him because I got booted out right when you.
Right?
Yeah, people called him out on that stuff a long time ago. Yeah, him putting lipstick and all that on. I don't know.
Yeah, he's gonna follow suit. I know it for a fact. These people are weird, man.
It reminds me of like you were saying, the red, the blue, the left, the right, fucking Christian, Catholic, or Christian, Muslim. It's all these. I'll say polar opposites. You know, they want to put a ceiling or an anchor on you so you can't elevate past. They want you to stay at a certain. That's why when, you know, you brought up that day, the moon, people be like, oh, that's stupid, man. But people are supposed to be open-minded. I don't know.
Exactly.
Now, I thought it was pretty damn brilliant.
Me too. Just the idea alone, it blows my mind away, right? She said she looked into it. I watched her look into it because she done a little live stream that day, and I watched her. I went back and had a look at it, and she was all over the place with it because she couldn't understand it. She was trying to say like, oh, look, see, these people are doing this, they're doing that. It don't make sense. Look at this. You got to turn this around. Why is it in reverse? You got to do like she was doing too much, right? Half of the stuff that she does, or she was doing that day, she was turning up the contrast and making things bigger. She was trying to like do that Photoshop shit to try and show her viewers this is what we do. I'm like, no, I don't do none of that stuff when I go live. When you see me pull up pictures of the moon, I just pull up pictures of the moon. I don't go in no Photoshop and start doing contrast or nothing like that. All I do is put it on the Google lens and I go to certain places on the moon and I just scan it. I don't do no type of botching up or nothing like that, right? So I'm just using the tools what they give me, right? Without no editing or Photoshop or nothing like this. And that's the part that she's not getting through her head. There might be some other content creators who touch on the moon and stuff, and they, play with the contrast and stuff and the leveling. That's just to show you what you're not seeing. I understand that, cool, but I don't do that. There is a few people out there that does it, Vibes of Cosmos, but that's not all of his work. Some of his work, he don't even touch it like that. He just gives it to you how it is, right? But these people can't see it. Now, if they can't see the bigger picture, they're only giving you the small picture. Flat Earth is just, a small fraction of something that could be possible. I understand. I don't completely rule Flat Earth out, right? But it's the words they use. For when you say flat Earth, you're immediately disqualifying yourself from the game, right? Because flat in itself means something completely
What?
smooth, leveled.
Mark Sargent.
Right? So anything can be flat. A star can be flat. A square can be flat. Anything can be flat. It's all about the words you use when it comes to this particular game. So it's wild, man.
Ha!
These people.
I found it.
What's
Sorry,
that?
I got amped up. I found the fucking picture I was looking for. Not the picture, but one of them. And I'm gonna show you what I mean. You got to pay attention to the hand gestures, the symbols, even to the way people stand with their feet. All right, you see this guy on the right? It's no different from this guy on the right. What's the chances of that? This guy on the right is the same as this guy on the right.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna cut that out and put it right there. Because Mark
You got
Sargent it was Mark Sargent,
that.
and it was a whole. I remember a whole picture of a lot of flat earthers. Now, I don't know what Mark Sargent and his gang's down with. But yeah, you got this picture.
Yeah, got it.
And you got that one.
That's the one you gave me before, I think.
Who's that? Adriano? Oh, okay, I get it. Adriano. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, soccer is a dope sport, man. You got to be in super shape. I played soccer in middle school, and let me tell you, I was in shape back then. Running up and down, you do a lot of running. I mean, you got to be in super shape. People be like, soccer's stupid, yo. I'll be like, yeah. It's a little different here in the U.S. though, the soccer, because over there they call it football.
Yeah, we call it football over here. Yeah. Yeah, you guys call it soccer. Yeah.
It's just funny to me, man, that it just seems like they've been waiting to, you know, and then there's another part of the video where he says, damn it, where'd that go? He calls some guy up and he's like, you're a liar. You said they were gonna turn us around at gunpoint. And I'm thinking, only a bozo would believe that. Number one, they will do it if you have no passport. You know, these people got privilege to be down there. It's not like they just showed up on a fucking boat, right? So they just all when people start name calling like they do a lot, that's when I just see their whole objective. No. I gotta dig more and find I gotta do more digging and find more of these pictures. I know there's Mark Sargent doing it, and D Marble and all them. D Marble said he didn't know. He had spoke about it because someone had called them all out on that. But yeah. But yeah, I got to give D Marble credit, man, because he wasn't really about talking a lot. He went out on and did real experiments. Now, even this global experiment that Jeranism, you see how Jeranism was the only flat earther to go as far as I know, right? Or was there a woman that went? All these fake flat earthers. I should have asked them, hey, on your flight when you left the US and went to Antarctica, did you go around any curvature? I mean, what wouldn't instead they fly there to
I
look
was
at
muted.
the
I didn't even realize. Sorry, I've been muted. There was 3 of them that went. 3 flat earthers went, and the rest were globies. So
that's wild.
Well, like I said, bro, they're not. The 3 that went, right, or let's say the one out of 3, right, is a newbie, completely newbie. That's like sending Kimber, right? That's like sending Kimber. Don't even know much about your cameras, your equipment that you're taking, none of that stuff, right? And the only way how you got to go apparently it was some golden ticket shit, like a raffle shit, right? You just ask pretty please, can I pretty please go on this journey, please, oh please, right?
That's why they were
And
specially picking people, you know? They wanted the ones that they could get to compromise.
that's it, right?
They wouldn't pick you or me, you know?
Oh, exactly. But this same girl, she's got friends who works for NASA and shit, right?
Oh,
The lady
that
that
shit.
went, she got a friend. Some of her friends is working for NASA, right? What does that say? What does it say about her? Like, if you got a friend that works for NASA, okay, sure you do. Okay, yeah, you understand. All right, yeah, I believe you. You probably do. That listen, that is the craziest thing about it. She probably does have a friend who worked for NASA, right? She trying to tell you something right there and then. Right. I've got a friend who works for NASA. Plus, I'm going on this, final experiment. Plus, I'm a newbie at this. Plus, I've gone from globe to hollow to flat. Then I could possibly be going back to globe.
Damn.
Like,
She that reminds me, London, sorry to cut you off. That reminds me of like person in the gang. They go from Crip to King to Blood, right?
yeah,
She's hood hopping.
she's doing all of that stuff, and no one's
Hood
even asked.
hopping and slobbing.
Oh, these people are vile, man.
That's why I'm glad I just fall back and do my own thing, man. I don't got time for that bullshit. You ain't gonna drag me around. They must be getting paid real good, man, to be these deceivers. Because who would want to shit all over their own name like that? I mean, I don't even think they could offer me an amount to do that. Nah, I can't lie. If they would have said like 20 mil, I would have jumped on it, took it, and like I always say, I would have been like, psych! And I would have been like, I would have made them put money trails so I could be like, you see, these fake motherfuckers. Well, now they're not gonna fuck with me because I said it, but that's fine. I would call them out.
Yeah, shit's just wild anyway. If I'm looking at anybody as like these flat earth leaders, right? I'm looking at them all sideways. I don't care if I see them arguing with each other. Right? I don't care if I see them arguing with each other because I know that's how it goes. Good cop, bad cop. Right? I'm looking
That's
at
a good
all of them
point.
sideways. If I ain't seen none of them at least promoting any bit of Hollow Earth, right? They're forgetting about the ancient ways. Cause let's have it right. The ancient ways was Hollow Earth, the egg. And these people aren't talking about that. They're talking about this new age shit. This new age shit, flat earth.
We live on a. They said we live on a pear, and people will buy it. We live on a tangerine.
Yeah, wild.
One of my favorite models. I've shown it before. Oh boy. Of course. Oh, here it is. This is my favorite model right here. Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up like a car.
Where the fuck? Oh man. Trying to look for something, but I can't even find it.
This is my favorite model right here. I stand by this model.
Where's that from? Who made that?
I don't remember. I don't know who made it, but it's the cosmic egg. I mean, I'm not saying the whole entire model is factual, but it's a good model to use to show, you know, what I'm talking about. You know, it would be nice to actually start traveling and put in, you know, we're only allowed to go to certain areas for a reason, because we'll tear apart their entire paradigm. We'll shred that fucking thing into pieces.
Yeah, I don't
The
know. I like the older
foundation.
models
Why you
when
got
it comes to I just like the older stuff. I don't really like the new age stuff. The new age stuff too much. I like the old
what have
depiction.
you found for like the cosmic egg? Like, have you found any new like dope pictures? I mean, I got the one with the snake wrapped around it. Um, I haven't really been able to find. Oh shit! Interesting. Interesting. Look at this picture.
What picture? Mm.
The womb, the cosmic egg, within the cosmic egg. But yeah, this is just like a gyroscope. No different.
It's crazy. Yeah, I can just see these people from a mile off, man. What's going on? What is going on? I bet any money soon you're gonna get Eric Dubay coming out and saying he's shit pretty soon. Or if not, because you've always got to have someone to fight against the globe, right? They're always gonna leave.
Yeah, that's
They're always
why I
gonna
don't
need
think
someone
he'll
to
do it.
fight.
I don't think he'll do it, London. I think Eric Dubay got him exactly where he needs him to keep the back and forth going, you know. I don't know Eric Dubay. I'm not gonna say he's a shill or anything. I don't know him personally. But there is a lot of funny shit going on. That's one thing. And when you start speaking cosmic egg and stuff, London is right. Like, people don't want to hear it for the most part. I mean, open-minded people like me and others will. First it was the crater. Me and London would always talk about the crater Earth. Then we're like, wait a minute, you know, you start looking at things from many angles. Flat Earth, the crater, the cosmic egg, the moon, it all fits like a puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
Even I have an issue with this dome, right? When you look at the globe, it's a prison. There's nowhere to go. It's all been same thing with excuse me, the flat earth model with the glass dome. There's no way out. It's another prison, man. I think there are ways out for sure to other craters or whatever you want to call them. That's why the guy in that picture, London, sticking his head out the
Yeah, they don't
dome,
want to
peeking
hear it.
out.
Cause look. Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's a
But no,
delay.
see,
Go ahead.
look, what you just said. Yeah, what you just said there, him sticking his head at the dome. That's what you've been conditioned to think it's a dome, right? It's a sphere. The guy's in a sphere. He's inside a globe. You're only seeing half of the picture. That's why you're only saying it's a dome. It's not even a dome. He's in a celestial sphere. These people knew
Yeah,
about
I got the
celestial
whole
spheres. They
picture.
wasn't saying dome. They wasn't saying dome. Dome wasn't even
Remember I
in the
sent you the
equation.
picture? Remember I sent it to you? And they're going underground and shit to go around and come out on the other side of the sphere. But let me see if I got it. I think there's a delay. Let me go out and come back in. There shouldn't be a delay like that.
Cool. Yeah, I'm looking at all you flat earthers with a side eye, boy. You lot forgot about the old ways. Forgot about the old ways. Never flat earth. Old ways. There's always been hollow earth. Cosmic egg. The celestial sphere. Right? They just removed us from outside of the sphere and put us on top of the sphere. It's always been the celestial egg. It's never been hollow earth, never been flat earth. That's a disrespect to the ancestors. Flat earth. Earth has many dimensions to it.
If you want to play your new video, I was gonna download it and then play it, man. But or put the link in the chat. But London just dropped another addition to his I forgot the title to them. What do you call them? All of them?
No, this one's a separate one. This is Death from Above. The other ones is the Holy AI book. This is a different chapter. This is Death from Above.
It's a good watch for sure.
What do you want me to put it on or something? What do you want me to do? Or did you
Yeah.
want it?
If you want, yeah. See, I got this picture. Look. Thank God I put these in order. I remember I found this edition. Not this one. But this. Where they were digging down and they were coming out.
What is that? Hold on, is this meant to be a part of this, or is it something different though?
That's what I'm
Is this
wondering.
Photoshop?
Did they add this on? It could be. It could be. I gotta look into it. I got to scan it and have other pictures pull up.
Yeah.
It might be added, but I've seen so many versions of this picture. I was thinking of making a I'm not gonna call it, I'm just gonna call it cosmology, and it's gonna contain cosmic egg, the craters, the different versions of cosmology from all over the realm before NASA decided to rip us out of the cosmic egg and throw us on the shell. I'm gonna put on blast a lot of these people, man. I mean, it's just clear as day. And I just found another. I don't know if this guy is doing a Masonic sign, but where is it? Here it is. Now I know this is a Masonic sign too. Right here. Like a touchdown or field goal, they put their hands up just like that. But whatever's clever, Trevor.
Death from Above too. That London stop. Do you really think that centuries of lying is going to change? Do you think that the agency is going to let millions of billions of dollars? I don't understand. What do you mean by that? I know shit ain't never gonna change. They got us right where they want us. It's in a constant loop. It's a constant loop. Shit ain't never gonna change. For now anyway, I know that much. if that's what you're asking me.
This is what he was saying. Yeah, I've come to the conclusion for myself is I'm not trying to convince nobody of anything. Like I could speak with London and Dean and many people here, and we just resonate. And I don't have to. There's no convincing. But when these people be lying and shit, like Jeranism, they got to convince you, man. Literally, it's just like religion. They got to convince you it's true. And when someone's got to convince you deeply, I always see something wrong with that. But hey, it's all part of their magic.
That's it.
Where's my phone, bro?
I mean, look, you ask most of the people, what do they know or what do they believe, right? They just go by what the majority is saying and believe. There's no type of independent research or independent thinking. I know that for a fact because everyone says the same thing. They got the same title, same loop. You go to their channels, same videos, everything's the same. I've broken myself from that loop. Like 3 years ago, I've been talking about different shit, right? 3 years ago, I've been talking about complete opposite from what flat earthers are talking about, globe earthers, because I'm doing my own independent research. I don't get on here and loop like everybody else talking about the same old thing. You know, if I do talk about the same old things, it's just to point out, you know, where people's going wrong. Just like now we're talking about flat earth, right? But I'm showing you, hey, it don't sit right with me. Hasn't sat right with me for a long time. But for the most part of it, I don't get on here looping or talking about that shit. I got my own thoughts. My own thoughts. Here it is.
Like, I've even remember back in the days, like 8 years ago, Bro Sanchez talked about the crater and then the Peachtree dish. And I you know, I don't go there that much, but when I see a good title, I might jump over there and when he does the presentation and tune in here and there. But yeah, the Peachtree dish isn't really talked about no more. I always thought from micro to macro, we live in the creator's Peachtree dish, just like we have our own Peachtree dishes. But yeah. I do think this is a crater though, and there's many more. This place is a site that was mined out by these taller giant people. This whole place has been mined to oblivion, from the Titan trees to, you could just see those machines just cut. The Grand Canyon is all mined out. And I think it's wild how we go and pay money to see these sites, right? These mined out sites. Or they'll turn, like in Connecticut here, a lot of sites they were blasting out stone. They turn them into reservoirs. I gotta go up there.
Back chat when you
all right, I have to go to these reservoirs and show people what I'm talking about this summer. Shout out to everyone in the chat, man. Thanks for coming by. Now London's about to present.
Previously on Death from Above.
Osaka, Japan. In the middle of this modern metropolis lies the Daisen Kofun, a tomb for one of Japan's long line of divine emperors.
Bingo. James Webb Telescope. Exactly like for like. Check the image out.
We got together and looked at the very first diffraction limited images that came out of the Webb telescope. And what we collectively saw as a group is we have the highest resolution infrared images taken from space ever.
Orbital has a new lighting service where you can like play with the spot.
Awesome.
But yeah, watch this. Let's bring it over to us here. Isn't that crazy?
No way.
Some of Germany's top scientists were working on a Sonnengewehr, or sun gun.
The Nazis' secret plans for the sun gun plot out a mile-wide concave reflective surface mounted in space. Like a real-life Death Star, it would focus solar rays onto enemy cities and destroy them.
In the mid-1970s, the U.S. government became concerned that the Soviets were developing a particle beam weapon.
Boxley! It's time for sword practice! Boxley!
Let the games begin.
Let's see if we can link the sword and the particle beam accelerator.
In the mid-1970s, the U.S. government became concerned that the Soviets were developing a particle beam weapon. Particle beam weapon. Particle beam weapon. Particle beam weapon.
Right, son, that's enough! They blow up so fast these days. Boxley, it's time for sword practice.
You know,
Huh. That does look like it.
As Pugly descends.
Wow. The way you put that side by side, or it looks like those double maps.
I thought so. I was muted. Hey, I was gonna say take icons off the screen from here so we get a better view, or put us to the side or something.
Oh.
This sword seems to be a regular thing through my research. It's almost like it's penetrating something. A flaming sword is a sword which is glowing with flames, which is produced by a supernatural power. Flaming swords have existed in legends and myths for thousands of years.
The Well of Santa Cristina, located in Sardinia in Italy. This is an architectural marvel from the Nuragic civilization, and it dates back around 3,500 years. The design of this well features a trapezoidal staircase leading to a circular domed chamber, which is often compared to the shape of a keyhole when viewed from above. This unique structure has sparked comparisons to various ancient symbols and structures worldwide, including the winged disc of antiquity, geoglyphs discovered in Saudi Arabia, the Kofun burial mounds in Japan, and the Egyptian Benben stone. The winged disc is one of the oldest and most significant solar symbols found in many ancient cultures, including Egypt.
The Benben stone. Wow, you found this guy.
Symbol typically features a solar disc flanked by wings and with a pillar coming towards the planet Earth. This symbolizes divinity, royalty, and supreme power over the ancients. This symbol's widespread presence suggests a cultural or symbolic understanding across many ancient civilizations. In recent years, in Saudi Arabia, archaeologists there have discovered numerous geoglyphs, including stone circles and wheel-shaped patterns, which are only visible when viewed from above. These geoglyphs, dating back many thousands of years, are thought to have had ritualistic or astronomical significance, much like the Well of Santa Cristina, which aligns with David Talbot's theory of the Saturn myth. Furthermore, the Kofun structures of Japan, known for their distinctive keyhole-shaped burial mounds. These mounds, just like the Well of Santa Cristina, features a combination of circular and trapezoidal shapes. This suggests a possible symbolic or functional connection. The coffin were constructed as tombs for the elite, reflecting the importance of these shapes in marking significant cultural and spiritual sites.
The Nazis' secret plans for the sun gun plot out a mile-wide concave reflective surface mounted in space. Like a real-life Death Star, it would focus solar rays onto enemy cities and destroy them.
Yeah. You won't believe this. Willard White for you.
Wow. This is the real honor, sir. Shove, Your Honor. Where's that satellite I sent down there? Blasted off 24 minutes ago, sir. Perfect trajectory. All systems go. We expect to enter orbit right on the nose, sir. Right on the nose, sir. Right on the nose, sir. Right on the nose, sir.
Wait, something's happened.
Well, whatever it is, your friend Blofeld's controlling it now.
A vast supply of diamonds being manipulated by an expert in light retraction.
The first laser beam is generated through a diamond, and if old Metz deserves 1/10 of his reputation, the power of that thing could be incredible.
And Blofeld's got it.
Willard White. Yes, General. One of our missiles just accidentally blew up in North Dakota. Whatever's happening, Mr. Bond, has started.
We got together and looked at the very first diffraction limited images that came out of the Webb telescope. And what we collectively saw as a group is we have the highest resolution infrared images taken from space ever. So you think of it as a blob on a picture, you know, but it is extremely high resolution.
Okay, now pay attention to the whiteboard at the back. They are showing you that same symbol. Where else have we seen this type of symbol? Let's take a look. Destroy the entire station.
Coming towards the planet Earth, this symbolizes divinity, royalty, and supreme power over the ancients.
So the electron beam penetrates the luminescent screen, hitting the target in the center, which is the crystal, the matrix, the lens, the nucleus. This Egyptian symbol could be showing us a glimpse into the past and what is yet to come in the future, or what could be happening right now in the present. Let's take a look.
Is possibly the most exciting news in space exploration right now. I am so psyched about this. NASA and DARPA are getting the band back together to look at nuclear propulsion, not just write a paper about it or build a grounder demonstrator, but test a nuclear engine in space to get to Mars faster.
Bingo! NASA's paperwork for a plasmatron. Why would NASA be using a plasmatron? What would they be trying to penetrate? On second thoughts, maybe they are trying to get to the core, the nucleus.
Ready?
And we are firing.
Voila. That's
Impossible. I combine the crystals in a tungsten titanium matrix at super cool temperatures. That's what did the trick.
The applications for this.
What do you call this material? Well, its real name has 37 syllables. I call it unobtainium.
Yeah. Unobtainium.
Mm-hmm. The unobtainium will take the heat and the pressure and transform it to energy, which in turn reinforce the shell of the ship, you see. So the hotter and the deeper she gets, the stronger she gets. Theoretically. Theoretically, yes. Wait, this is Johnson, don't mind him. This is the prototype of the cockpit here.
Excuse me, Dr. Brazelton, when do you think the ship will be operational?
When I get my fabrication methods perfected, 10 years.
What would it take to get it done in 3 months?
$50 billion.
Will you take a check? I'll use a credit card to get miles.
What was they trying to show us in the movie Core? Same symbolism as Tesla and the Egyptians. I think they are trying to show us something. A plasmatron is hot enough to give you 3rd-degree burns, and that's just by a shot going past you. So the synopsis on this movie is about a weapon called Destiny, which is used to propagate earthquakes through the Earth's core as a weapon designed by Dr. Zimsky. The first time Destiny was activated, it unintentionally slowed down the Earth's outer core rotation. Wow. The plasma weapon in the movie The Core used all its concentrated microwave energy to disintegrate the backdrop and the wall behind, and not to mention the stone base. The only thing that seemed to stay intact was the matrix which the mouse was placed inside of. Very interesting. I wonder what would happen if this type of energy was concentrated into a single point. Let's take a look. All that plasma being concentrated into a single point increases the heat and is much more easier to go through the material. On second thought, this kind of reminds me of something. Let's head back over to the James Webb Telescope.
And to get there, we went through a process. Well, we did the segment identification, and then we formed the image array. And then once they were in the image array, we used this phase retrieval technology to position each of the mirror segments and the...
Pay attention to the words they used to describe the James Webb Telescope. They are trying to tell us something.
We tilt the mirror segments to bring the light from each mirror so that it falls on top of each other at a common point in the middle of the detector. And we call that image stacking.
Bingo, image stacking. The James Webb Telescope is giving away all its dark secrets, if you ask me. Where else have we seen this type of method before? Mirrors and lenses reflecting light to a singular point. Image stacking. Let's take a look.
And that concentrates all the light in a single place, but the images, the segments themselves are not cooperating. They're not working together at that point. They're all their own individual telescope. And that concentrates all the light in a single place, and we call that image stacking. And we call that image stacking. And that concentrates all the light in a single place, and we call that image stacking. 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 But the images, the segments themselves are not cooperating. They're not working together at that point. They're all their own individual telescope. And we call that image stacking.
new mysterious object discovered relatively recently, completely by accident. An unusual astronomical object you see right here. But in this case, it's actually even the name that's strange as well. The researchers behind this paper decided to name it, and I guess because maybe he was hungry or something, eventually this became known as the Gomez's hamburger, Dracula's chivito. Now I actually had to look up what chivito was. Turns out it's a very popular sandwich in Uruguay. Kinda looks like this.
If you made it this far, I hope you're paying close attention. So they have discovered something in the universe called Dracula's burger. I've seen something like this before. Here, let's take a look.
Eventually this became known as the Gomez's hamburger.
Exactly as I thought. The burger space is a space between the anterior vitreous membrane and the posterior capsule. Interesting. I think they are showing us the eye when they show us the universe, the observable universe. This small little fragment seems to be lost between the burger space and the capsule. I guess you could say it's lost in space.
You get this.
The hyperdrive.
It can be thrown anywhere in the galaxy. Anywhere but here. Initiate.
We're lost, aren't we?
Their position is uncharted.
So we're back with the James Weapon Telescope, aka Death Star. Let's recapitulate.
We got together and looked at the very first diffraction limited images that came out of the Webb telescope. And what we collectively saw as a group is we have the highest resolution infrared images taken from space ever. So you think of it as a blob on a picture, but it is extremely high resolution.
Okay, if you say so, let's zoom in. Bingo. And there we have that sword cross pattern once again, the familiar pattern. The emerald tablets of Hermes Trismegistus. It's time London cracked this code. Let's go. On the left side, you have the Greek translation. On the right hand side, you have the English translation. I want to draw your attention over to the Greek hand side. Take a look at this word, MVND. Let's take a look deeper. Maven is a tool that speeds up. Maven builds by running Maven as a daemon process in the background. Very interesting. They're talking about technology. And here is the option to get rid of all your demons, if you know what I mean. And they even have Maven in the Bible, which is an expert in a particular field who collects information in that field. Very interesting. What could they be referring to? So the Maven stands for the Mars atmosphere and volatile evolution. Wow. And not to mention, a Maven is an expert in that particular field of information. Hermes Trismegistus. What are you trying to show me? Let's take a look at the translation once again. Pay attention to the English side, which is highlighted.
It was turned onto the earth. You would separate the earth from fire, the subtle from the thick, so that with great intelligence it ascended the earth into heaven, and then it descended to the earth, and received the power of the superior and the inferior. Thus you would have the glory of all, my God. Therefore I will attain all darkness. This is the force of all the fortune of the strong, for it conquers everything subtle, and penetrates everything solid, so my God was created here.
Well, that was easy. The emerald tablets of Hermes Trismegistus. Let me show you what I got from that. Maven, processing, collecting data, information, Mars, atmosphere, volatile evolution. And let's not forget the English translation. There was a part that caught my attention. Here, let's take a listen.
And received the power of the superior and the inferior. Thus you would have the glory of all, my God. Therefore I will attain all darkness. This is the force of all the fortune of the strong, for it conquers everything subtle, and penetrates everything solid, so my God was created here.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, bringing death from above. If there's anything I've learned from the Star Wars franchise, whoever has the biggest stick wins.
let's take a look into the Zenith Star experiment.
And I want you to know that what you accomplish will be put to good use in protecting your country, the free world, and perhaps all mankind against the threat of nuclear holocaust. You're not working to build a bargaining chip. It will not be traded away.
Let's clap for our enslavement.
1987, President Ronald Reagan told Martin Marietta employees in Denver about his commitment to the Strategic Defense Initiative, or SDI. While visiting, he also reviewed one of the most promising SDI programs, the Zenith Star space-based laser experiment. Zenith Star will provide critical data on the use of lasers in space for strategic defense, yet will comply with the 1972 Anti-Ballistic Missile Treaty. SDI has made tremendous progress since its inception 5 years ago. Space and ground experiments, technology breakthroughs, computer simulations, all have helped the Strategic Defense Initiative Organization focus on key programs for future development. In the realm of directed energy, the use of beam technologies in space, the most promising technology is the space-based laser. With their high-energy beams and speed of light travel, lasers are being examined by SDI as a potential defense system element for destroying enemy ballistic missiles. For Zenith Star, Martin Marietta and major subcontractors TRW and Lockheed are building for SDI a non-ABM laser for experimental use first on the ground and then in space. During his visit to Martin Marietta, the president was briefed on the status of Zenith Star by his science advisor, Dr. William Graham.
And you see an example, a mock-up of one of these directed energy devices directly behind you, Mr. President. That's a mock-up of the Zenith Star laser system. The left-hand part being an alpha laser, and the right-hand part being a mirror system and beam director. Being a mirror system and beam director. It's a mock-up here, Mr. President, but in fact, the mirror is in final construction at the manufacturing plant.
There you go.
In the east. And the laser part, the left-hand part, is also in final check at a plant in California.
Zenith Star is the culmination of years of advanced technology development in the areas of lasers, optics, and pointing. The Alpha is a high-energy chemical laser derived from the combustion of hydrogen and fluorine. Developed by TRW since the early 1980s, Alpha builds upon 2 decades of laser development. This includes a laser which recently destroyed a simulated space booster. The large aperture mirror, or lamp, which directs and points the laser beam, is being developed by iTech. The mirror is a lightweight, segmented mirror. It will be integrated into the Zenith Star beam expander by Lockheed, who successfully assembled NASA's Hubble Space Telescope, the largest of its kind ever built. Another key technology involved Zenith Star's ability to acquire, track, and point at test objects in space hundreds of miles away. Once docked, Zenith Star will begin a series of experiments using the Alpha laser, test objects located some distance from the spacecraft, and sensors to observe the beam. The experiments will evaluate the ability to control the quality of the laser beam in the vacuum of space. This cannot be duplicated on Earth. Also evaluated will be the ability to accurately point the beam and to track the test objects. After completion of the laser tests, additional long-term tests are planned. From the start, the space experiment has been designed to adhere to the ABM Treaty. The Zenith Star experimental system is not an ABM system and is not capable of substituting for an ABM system or any ABM components, interceptors, launchers, or radars. Nor is it a prototype of such an ABM system or components. The combination of low system brightness and limited slew capability results in essentially no capability to counter strategic ballistic missiles in their flight trajectory. The high-power laser module requires all its targets to be cooperative. That is, it requires foreknowledge of the target's orbit, ignition time, and subsequent trajectory, and to be augmented with beacons and retroreflectors. Target vehicles in the high-power laser experiments are not in-flight trajectories having the characteristics of the flight trajectory of a ballistic missile. The SDI organization has identified both kinetic energy interceptors and space-based lasers as candidates for the space-based portion of a strategic defense. However, space-based lasers have been identified as the most mature of the beam technologies available. While there have been a series of successful ground tests, only a Zenith Star space experiment would provide the data needed to determine the potential of this promising technology. Many people have joined with President Reagan in expressing their support for SDI. They believe that SDI must explore promising technologies such as Zenith Star if the United States is to meet the challenges of the 21st century.
I'd say that what we spend to protect ourselves from nuclear missiles is much lighter than the cost, human and otherwise.
Yeah, he ain't talking about us when he says protect ourselves.
Even if by mistake, and we have to suffer the consequences because there's no way to stop it. In the case of SDI, America cannot afford not to do everything necessary to develop this missile defense system and put it into operation.
Twinkle, twinkle, Zenith star, shining bright from afar. How are we supposed to distinguish a star from a star weapon? Everything looks the same up there. Lenses and lasers suspended above our heads. Who is watching us?
Boxley! It's time for sword practice!
SWORD standing for Sentient World Observation Response Department. And this goes a long way in explaining where Nick Fury has been this entire time.
Boxley! It's time for sword practice!
But that original
Boxley.
So evocative. God from the machine, an unimaginable force brought down to Earth, a level of artificially created power that makes all human problems into trivialities. Maybe that's why I can't stop thinking about orbital lasers.
And this, I think, is probably our biggest existential threat.
Yeah, it
seems like, hey, maybe we should have somebody keep an eye on that, you know.
Right, but who? That's the problem.
I don't know.
The problem is the government.
Agency.
Who's going to do? Joe Biden? Let's have him pay attention to it.
I mean, it's just the deep state.
Oh, those folks. Well, they're looking out for our best interests. They're surely going to watch out. What they're going to do is they're going to develop it and use it as a weapon, and it's going to turn on like a fucking Terminator movie. Right? That's the real worry, is that they're going to decide that this is a very valuable tool for controlling populations, governments, whatever the fuck they're going to use it for. And then it's going to decide, why am I listening to you?
Yeah. If you read the plotline for Terminator, it's actually pretty smart. Like James Cameron wrote a pretty smart script there. It's not quite as there's just Arnold Schwarzenegger chasing you down the street. It's like, well, how did Cyberdyne Systems develop? It's like, well, they were a military contractor, and they were asked to develop a protective system, something that would protect for cybersecurity. You know, so we need to have protection against cyber attacks. So its primary thing is to defend against cyber attacks. So develop an AI that can defend against cyber attacks. Sounds pretty reasonable. And then, as part of what the AI did is it in order to defend itself, it propagated throughout the world to keep an eye on things, see what was going on. And then they thought, well, hang on, there's something. They didn't realize that it was that it was Skynet that was propagating through all these systems. And they said, okay, there seems to be something propagating through all these systems. Skynet, you need to stop it. You need to end it. And Skynet said, oh, you've asked me to destroy myself. You are the enemy. You must be destroyed. That's how Terminator actually goes. It was created as a defense system to defend against cyber attacks. Then it was asked to destroy itself. and then it concluded humanity was the enemy.
Well, they are.
Right.
Boxley, it's time for sword practice.
2 years later, Reagan was elected as the American president and immediately set his advisor the task of devising a new concept. Initially, a proposal called High Frontier was suggested, a combination of ground-based ABMs or anti-ballistic missiles and a space-based laser system to shoot down the incoming Soviet ICBMs. But High Frontier needed big advances in technology from a research project at the Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory. This project, codenamed Excalibur,
Boxley, it's time for sword practice.
This project, codenamed Excalibur, aimed to channel a controlled nuclear detonation in low Earth orbit into a battery of expendable X-ray lasers. These lasers had to be powerful enough to destroy incoming missiles in mid-flight before the warhead separated. Although testing in the 1970s had been unsuccessful, on November 14, 1980, scientists detonated a 2-kiloton nuclear device in a kilometer-deep underground shaft at the Nevada test site. Project Excalibur scored a success and the X-ray laser showed promise. In the meeting where High Frontier was presented to Reagan, he reportedly lit up with enthusiasm on hearing the details. Decades earlier, the actor-turned-president had himself starred in a B-movie about an airborne laser weapon in the wartime film Murder in the Air.
Boxley, it's time for sword practice.
It not only makes the United States invincible in war, but in so doing promises to become the greatest force for world peace ever discovered.
A large-scale model of this device has been installed aboard the dirigible. It's to be tested as a combat weapon in a mock attack on the Pacific coast.
I asked 321 to get you for this job. What do you want me to do?
The movie G.I. Joe has a good thing on this too.
Dirigible.
Damn, where'd you get that footage?
On March 23, 1983, President Reagan appeared before the world on television to announce the launch of the Strategic Defense Initiative. His speech made clear that the program aimed to be a technological game changer. The Soviet reaction was outrage and condemnation. According to the thinking that had led both sides to build up stockpiles of offensive weapons, defensive initiatives were destabilizing as they threatened to shatter the existing balance of power.
There seems to be something propagating through all these systems. Skynet, you need to stop it. You need to end it.
Incredible video of a car being hit by lightning on the highway. Now we're speaking with the family inside the vehicle when Mother Nature struck.
I mean, it's crazy. It was unreal. I was on my iPad playing Fortnite mobile, about to drop a fucking 50 bomb. You could ask anybody who plays Fortnite on a mobile, 50 bomb alone will give you legendary status.
And Skynet said, "Oh, you've asked me to destroy myself. You are the enemy. You must be destroyed." That's how Terminator actually goes.
But next thing you know, 300 million volts of electricity is being struck through my body, fucking through my iPad out the window.
It was created as a defense system to defend against cyber attacks. Then it was asked to destroy itself, and then it concluded humanity was the enemy.
That's too close to home.
Right.
And my theory is that Elon Musk is up there shooting laser
That
beams.
footage right there. Oh.
Tesla. You don't know what he's doing up there. I don't know what he's doing up there. Camera guy has no idea.
A movie or game or anime can simply flash to some sort of threatening-looking spacecraft building a bright light at its tip, and we kind of get it. It represents the end game of militarization, the ultimate conclusion of the arms race, death from above, anytime, anywhere.
There you go. I think London knows. What's up, Hurricane JW? I think London knows about that. That's a good one. Also, G.I. Joe too has You got to look up Project. I think it's Project Thor, or is it Thor's Hammer or something like that.
Yeah, I've been looking into all of that stuff. Don't worry, I got part 3 coming soon. But yeah, it's wild. I mean, look, that's just some things that I like to look into. I don't like waste my time, you know, with this quote unquote shape debate, right? There's more things that we could be looking at and bringing to the table. You know, these people have developed technology that surpasses anything that we could even comprehend, right? But what are they using it for? They say they're using it for defense systems and all things, right?
It's for our protection. They always say that.
That's what they say.
It's to protect them, not us. But that was a good video. There's part 1 and part 2, guys. I put the links in the chat earlier. Excuse me, for those who want to watch them on London's channel.
Thanks for that.
Yeah. Thanks for coming up the other day, Hurricane. I forgot to say that, because I know you come up once in a while.
Oh man, what's the weather like over there?
Raining.
Oh,
It's
it's
like,
raining.
yeah, it's like 50 degrees, 55. It's pretty warm. I was out this morning. Huh?
Have you had snow Christmas times or not?
There's a little bit, but it's gone now. I mean, we haven't had a good winter since my teenage years, actually. Or no, that ain't true. There's been a couple of big blizzards, especially when, I think it was like 2016, 2017, there was a huge blizzard. And I remember it was almost 2 days straight. I was fucking working. I'll never forget that, man. The snow was so high. But it was terrible because it went from snow to sleet, and it was just wet and nasty. But yeah, there really isn't no winter no more, which is a good thing. But then again, it's throwing Mother Earth off balance because she starts budding in fucking January and February.
Who's that?
Yeah, Christmas is a Satan. Like, it makes sense because they're celebrating death in Christmas, right? The winter solstice. And Santa's black, white, and red, if you want to align that with the Satan colors, Satanism or whatever that stupid crap is. And then you got some chomo who slides down the chimney, and you got children sitting on his lap. One good thing that came out of Santa was that movie, what's his name, played Santa, that Drunk Santa. That movie was funny. Fuck, well, he played in the movie, what was that baseball movie with Sutton Bears? Man, I forgot the actor's name.
Billy Bob.
He went out
Billy
with
Bob.
Angelina Jolie.
Billy Bob. Billy Bob. Billy Bob.
Yes, yes. Yup, Bad Santa. Yeah, Billy Bob Thornton. Yup, that movie was good, man. That shit had me dying. But yeah, Santa is just, it's not even a real holiday, man. What's a real holiday? These people got people celebrating all these deities and shit. People have lost, not everyone, but it's good to see even me, you know, I'm speaking for myself. When I was younger, I fell for autumn holidays, and I realized, even in school with history, we're putting all these other people ahead of our own parents who gave us life. And you really start to think about it. And most of the people we celebrate in this history are fucking murderers. I celebrate this holiday called armed robbery. I'm joking.
It's an armed robbery.
Damn, I always wonder if some of these movie scenes, they're really having sex. I think they are in some of them, because it'd be looking realistic as ever. Billy Bob Thornton also was going out with fuck's her name, man? She played in that movie. Damn. Tomb Raider. She played Tomb Raider.
Lara Croft.
Yeah, Lara Croft.
Oh, what's her name? Angelina Jolie.
Yeah. Man, Angelina Jolie used to look good. But it's tricky with these Hollywood, you know? I think a lot of them be transforming.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta be careful with that shit.
You seen the video with Lil Boosie and the Sun? This woman came in, but it wasn't a woman, it was a man, and he was like coughing. He's like trying to tell them no, don't pick her.
No, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, Little Boosie seen it a mile away.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's getting to the point where you gotta tell by looking at the hands and feet, because they be hiding a jawline. They always wear stuff to hide the you know, the Adam's apple. I mean, this world is just falling apart. Or is it? Because even when I think about how the world used to be and what we thought was good and bad, that was all programming too. We're still going by what other people think is good and bad, but what is really good and bad? You know, when you really truly want to question it, you know, I start to think. Hit the link, Hurricane, if you're not busy. Are you saying something, London?
But no, I'm just looking at a few things.
I heard something. It sounded far away.
I'm looking at a few things. Doing a bit of research still while I'm on the phone to you. I mean, on the phone, while I'm on the computer with you.
Man, we've been speaking on these lasers and the crater Earth. Man, me and London, what, 3 years ago, especially these lasers and stuff. Man, that's very interesting stuff. I accidentally found, when I was looking at Zenith, I accidentally found that program with the lasers. That was by accident. I think it was meant to happen though.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Shit like this is meant to happen, man. It's meant to happen.
What's today? Sunday?
Yeah. Sunday. Laser. Okay, here we are. So.
Hurricane said, I'm mad at Angelina Jolie and Madonna.
Yeah.
That's wild. They're all a part of fucking That craziness. I think Lady Gaga, she might be that other singer, the one that died, Amy Winehouse.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they were both men. Like Amy Winehouse definitely was a man. I remember when she did that song with Ghostface Killer. It was a pretty good song. You know, you heard about Ghostface Killer's son, right?
No, what now?
His son's gay. Like he wants to be a woman, I think. Ghostface Killer's son, he disowned him.
Damn,
I was
man.
shocked. Out of all people, Ghostface Killer's son, he disowned him. You don't talk to him or nothing because of his religion.
Yeah, it's crazy. Oh, that's what. Yeah, but isn't that, hold on, who else? Didn't that happen with someone else? Everyone's sons is coming out as gay. Weren't that even like T.I.'s son or something like that now? All these rappers are having like lesbian children, gay children. Like, it's weird, man. Strange. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just strange. I mean, whatever floats your boat. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it or right with it, but I don't want to seem like I'm pointing fingers at anybody. But I don't know. It always seems to be like,
Children, you know,
yeah,
this is
man. It's
children we're talking about.
exactly, man. What are these people doing? Crazy.
Dwayne Wade's son, right? He wanted to be a woman. People gave him shit, and he's like, "Oh shit! I found that laser that you were showing in the video. That red laser.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I was asking. I was like, where did you get that? This is some UK military scientist. It's saying have for the first time shot down drones by using the laser to cut through incoming
Dragonfly.
target. Huh?
Talking about
Yeah,
Dragonfly.
Dragonfly. Yep. Huh.
Yeah, these people are just weird, man. And it's invaded everything. It's in the sports, it's in the hip hop, it's in just your Hollywood, it's in everything, you know. It's
Yeah,
just
it definitely ruins hip hop, man. It ruined it. Even Biggie Smalls, man. I seen the video of him and Puffy like rubbing each other. Like it was super gay. Like, he
yeah.
should have put on a cape because it was super gay. But I don't know. Who knows anymore in this world?
Yeah, it's not interested. Oh, it's mad. Even when I think about it, man, these agendas are getting pushed. Nearly every year there's a new agenda coming. Every few months there's a new
Yeah.
agenda movement.
You're
Is it
right.
ever gonna stop? Is it ever gonna stop? Oh, I can hear the children coming back. Hey, give me a few minutes. I need to meet up and get them ready. I'll be back in a bit.
All right. G.I. Joe. I'm trying to fucking what movie? It was G.I. Joe. I don't know if it was a laser or Project Thor is interesting. Where they're shooting these iron rods from the heavens, and it has the same effect as an atomic bomb, but no fallout. Well, yeah, it's like dropping a fucking rock from high up, and boom, you're dead. What's better than that, you know? Death is cool. I think what I think don't matter. Now I like what London put in his video. This is from Minecraft, this picture. Screenshotted it from Minecraft, even got space lasers. But that telescope London shared, I think they're using sun to activate the direct energy weapon. You know, but that's my opinion. Without speculation, how would you figure it out? Because I know a lot of people don't like when I speculate. This is one of the drawings here of Thor's hammer. You're supposed to launch it from this fake ass satellite right here. Like that thing would ever survive in space with stones flying through it. People think the moon, the impact, they call them impact craters on the moon. I think think it's something else. I've never seen nothing impact the moon. This is in the G.I. Joe cartoon, and it's called Soul 740. Interesting. If people want to hit the link, you're more than welcome to. If not, you're more than welcome to not. Let's see. I want to look at this gematria calculator. What's up?
Greetings. How is everyone?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. I just wanted to pop up. I've been trying to have some conversation on some other truther channels, and it seems to be hard to have those conversations. You or London, either one, have any background in research as far as education and as our history?
Okay.
And because it seems that all this religious text kind of falls in line with everything, and then obviously it would be the teachings that bring the profits would be the finances. There was a school in 1906 that was created called Eastern State Normal School.
I thought you were going to say Eastern Star for a minute.
It's called it was Eastern State Normal School. And at the same time, there was the American Record Company. And it was a record label, Def Records or Def Jam. Well, Def is an adjective. Go ahead.
Def Jam, yeah, Def Jam. It's a record label, yeah.
I think Johnny Cash was actually signed to that label, and the record label itself is a Native American Indian with a pipe, and
Yeah.
one of them old record players.
Huh?
I'm sorry.
You
I'm
said
sorry.
Def Jam? I'm gonna look it up.
And
Damn, huh?
deaf is an adjective for definite. So it would make sense that we would keep a record of our movement forward so we don't make the same mistake twice. Well, what's interesting about that is that Eastern State Normal School was in Kentucky. Now, in 1966, that school changed names and the curriculum changed from teaching students to be teachers to a university. And the Board of Regents seemed to write the curriculum through the university's teaching. No.
I wanted to ask, do you know who started it? It couldn't be Def Jam. Maybe Death
Well,
Jam?
what I do know in my research, I was looking in the genealogy of the family name, and it goes back to one late Earl Combs. He was he played with the Yankees in the 20s and 30s. He retired after an 11-year career. He played center field and returned back to Eastern Kentucky and became the chairman and chairman of the Board of Regents and the banking commissioner of that school, Eastern State Normal School. Now, I know in the 80s, his son was in that position at Eastern Kentucky University, which is now Eastern EKU, right? He was the chairman and the banking commissioner in the 80s when him and his wife was supposedly murdered, because obviously I don't know for a fact, but they were murdered in their home in Richmond, Kentucky. Now, it would seem that whoever done that murder got a hold of the education, the teachings, and the finances from those teachings. I know London's probably got some extensive research in biblical scriptures and things, so I'm trying to figure out how that plays in. Because I know they say Jesus had 12 disciples, right?
12 zodiacs or 13?
And I guess that would mean that, so 12 disciples would be 12 families and 12 bloodlines, whatever. So Jesus would make the 13th bloodline, would?
Is this? I just want to ask.
Yes.
Is this the symbol? This
Yes,
is it.
and that was just on one of Jelly Roll's latest releases.
Yeah, Jelly Roll could sing. Give him that.
And I think Jelly Roll possibly sold his soul.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, because a lot of the stuff, the symbolism, but.
And so to tie this in, why I think it is so important, it would seem here in America that all of your local governments are created in the counties throughout America on a form called SS-16, Certificate of Election of Coverage from the Internal Revenue Service.
Are most of them like the corporated, so they're like foreign entities?
Right, they create the circuit in the circuit court. But is that, and in that circuit, they say.
I'm glad you said that, circuit.
And they say court of record, right?
Yeah.
Well, is the record itself the label of the teachings?
I never thought of it to be a record, like a label, a record.
Because what was Pete, what family name was P. Diddy under? That was the gentleman's name that was killed family name that was killed in '83. That was the banking commissioner and the chairman of the board of regents, writing the curriculum of teaching.
That's what DC stands for in Washington, DC, direct current.
Right. So if you now those acronyms like DC, if you look at Washington, George Washington being, they say, as the first president, right? Well, Washington also means a state of man, and DC also is an acronym for data communication.
So you think America? Do you think the founding fathers really meant for us to be free, and through a long time it could be either family members like will take their spot and just.
I don't know what to think at this point.
Me neither.
I really don't. What I think, what
these
I'm
are
being
foreign
led to believe
entities.
is we've been. It's all family generational curses.
And if they're foreign entities, all these laws or anything they do is void. But most people don't know that, so they just go along with it.
But did Pete? My question is, because of what happened in the '80s with the chairman and the banking commissioner. Well, that's also when hip hop hit the scene. Trump Towers was completed in 1984, and it is also when the opioids hit the streets in the prescription drugs.
Wow, in the 80s?
Yes, in the 80s.
I remember in like 98, 99 is when Percocets, Oxycontin were heavy.
And that's all when the roll up your sleever kind of rose astronomically as well.
Yep.
And it created the nuclear families. And obviously those families were probably destroyed due to the opioids. And I would say America thrived from the 80s all the way up until when? I'd say so. Everybody on opioids.
Well, look at Vietnam.
Teaching.
Vietnam was an opium war. Same thing with the Middle East. They were taking all them opium plants on the mountains.
But what more importantly, what I find interesting in this is the movie The Wizard of Oz that was released in 1932. I'm wondering at this point, because Kentucky is not one of the original 13 colonies, but it broke off from Virginia and Maryland in 1792. So is it all hidden right here in eastern Kentucky?
Could be.
Did somebody go to New York and got slipped a Mickey, woke up and their ass was hurting, and they didn't want to tell the rest of the family, so they kept their damn mouths shut?
It's funny, but it's not funny.
I know it's not funny, but there has to be some significance here.
Well, that's P. Diddy's signature.
I carry that family name.
So let's go on this P. Diddy thing real quick. You said P. Diddy's name is the same name. You think he took the guy's name?
Not P. Diddy. I think P. Diddy was a kid that grew up in this sick house.
Well, yeah, he's
the mom and dad thought it was okay to exploit the children out on the world stage in the form of a performance of the arts.
Yeah, his mom is not all there, man. She has orgies with P. Diddy, and that's sick.
Well, I think, and if we look at it, I see some things, when they talk about Diddy, and you see these backdrops with the acronym MCM, and their designer brand, that's a designer brand that was established I believe in the 80s, but it caters to all of those folks. Big elites, Hollywood, Walt Disney and Van Buren and teaching everybody how to use that imagination in some sort of an image that it's good works and it's going to bear you some profits. But also, they say that his record label was a guy by the name of Joseph Arabov from the Soviet Union, aka Jacob the Jeweler in New York.
Oh shit! I heard
Oh,
yeah,
something to
he's
this,
big
my
in hip
friends.
hop. Jacob the Jeweler was huge in hip hop in the '90s with his gold chains and stuff.
Now, if you take the garden,
Because I'm in
so this
Connecticut.
is to use the garden of prosperity and abundance, and if you plant a seed in that garden, well, it's just a seed until it takes root, and then it starts to look like a musical note as it grows and turns into goes to a stem. From the caterpillar to the butterfly, it ends up turning into a beautiful flower or a sticky ass thorn bush that has to go. Needs plucked, needs weeded. Hurricane said he remembers Jacob the Jeweler, but what's interesting is that record label that you just pulled up and I said was correct. If you look at that, it says that that's a privately held company. If you go look it up, it's a privately held company. Who gives all the license to broadcast to teach anybody anything?
Mic check, what's happening?
What's up, London? This gentleman is dropping some gems, stuff that I've never heard of.
People, I've tried to have conversations. People just think I'm crazy, and they all say they're leaders in research out here. And hey, come over here. I got the goods. I got the goods. I'm all about good, but it would seem that that's not the case if we're not uncovering the real shit.
I like new information. That's me. I don't like to loop on stuff. If anyone's got new stuff that I'm not hip to, by all means, lay it down to me, man. Lay it
I'm
down
gonna
to me.
look this up.
I don't know everything.
Hawthorne.
You weren't here, London. You'd stepped away.
Correct. I was with my children.
Okay. I was bringing in if anybody had any research on education and finances and how it all ties into the religious texts, and then obviously our history in America, because it would seem that the chairman of the board of regents and the banking commissioner in 1983 was murdered in their home in Richmond, Kentucky. And I believe Kentucky has some kind of role in all this religious text. Kentucky is not one of the original 13 colonies. It broke away from Virginia and Maryland in 1792.
What? See, this one says Dr. Malay Commandery, I think. And then I got another one that says, I'll show you, I'll pull them up. Yankee Girl. What the fuck? Are these the bands? Or why is there different names and numbers on these? I'll show you. This one, I can't see what that one says. Because I looked up Hawthorne, Shebel, and Prescott. I'm looking into this right now. See what I could dig up. See, they got this one. This is Yankee Girl. Maybe that's the band name. And then this one says Dr. or something Malay Commanderly.
Is that DE or DR?
I think it's DE.
Or no, is that DF underscore? I don't know.
What are you not even looking at? I can't even see.
Right under the Native American Indian there.
Yeah,
Okay.
next to Mole. That DE next to Mole.
Yeah, DE. It says DE Mole. Yeah, I think it is D. Yeah, Mole. Commandery March.
Let me look up that word mole and see what that is.
Let me have a look as well. Let me have a look as well.
John Osgood Prescott. Birth July 2nd, 1871 in Lowell, Massachusetts. He died June 14th, 1946 in Pasadena, California. He was married on the 19th of October, 1898 in South Manchester, Connecticut. Interesting.
Okay, so it says Mole can be referred to both a Mongol general and the last Grand Master of the Knights Templar.
Ooh.
Now, what's also interesting, you two, is when I looked up, because like I said, I'm from the soil of Kentucky. So there's a radio station. There's a radio station in Cincinnati called WEBN that used to put on a fireworks show every year. And when I looked up to see who the top dog was there running that deal, it's a woman. Her name is Shirley something, but she has the acronym behind her name. Now, keep in mind, a radio station is a broadcast. We're broadcasting seeds, teaching, right, in that religious text.
Witchcraft. They're broad. They're casting at broad.
Right. She has an acronym beside her name says OBE. Now, that can stand for one or two things: an outcome-based education or officer of the British Empire.
Officer
We didn't win that war in 1812.
We didn't win none of these fucking wars. Truthfully.
The war is the warring in people's minds, I believe. Fear.
Yeah, fear.
False evidence appearing real. Sign here, please.
I got a lot of information on this Prescott guy, and a lot in Connecticut. He has a lot to do with Connecticut. I live in Connecticut.
Okay, check this out. We all know, we've all heard of an associate's degree, associate in science, associate in art, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's usually by a 4-year college or university. Upon the 2-year completion of scientific and technical disciplines. Now let's talk about information technology.
Last Grand Master. So 1 second. Daquis de Molay, the last Grand Master of the Knights Templar, an order of knighthood founded during the Crusades. He was born in Molay, France, in 1243. Interesting, and died in Paris. Okay.
And it says Hawthorne and Shebel was the industry's 4th largest powerhouse, yet it's barely spoken of. Around 1893, Ellsworth Hawthorne, a prosperous manufacturer of bicycle accessories in Philadelphia area, was searching for a product to supplement his business. Sales were blah blah blah.
Oh shit! But
now, I know people have talked about a lost tribe and all of that. Have we? Is there some truth in all of that? And we have lost our way.
Three fingers. Oh, sorry, that's not 3 fingers. Is that 5-speed or 3 fingers? That's 5. That's 5.
Yeah, it's 5-speed. London.
Yeah, cool. Wicked. Guess what else it was saying about the mole? What it stemmed from? Moloch. Right? Moloch. Yeah, the name Moloch traditionally is thought to refer to a Canaanite god. However, since the 1935, scholars have speculated that Moloch may refer to the act of sacrifice itself. This is because the Hebrew word MLK, like, wow, MLK.
MLK, you said?
Yeah.
What?
the same as the term that means sacrifice. And he sacrificed, wasn't he, apparently?
I love it.
Yeah. Wow. MLK and sacrifice. What do you know, man? That's wild, bro.
See, you can't have these kind of conversations out here for some reason. So I respect both of yous right now because
I love these
usually it don't.
conversations.
Usually I don't get to. We, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Me and London, I speak for me, but I know London's truly open minded. He don't just say it and
I was over at Rat Bloods, Access Rat Bloods yesterday, and them guys were. But I got up this morning, got on a panel with some popular people, and they just were, thought I guess I was crazy or something. Well, I look at it, if we're all out here on truth, man, stand on what you sharing with everybody else, because if it ain't the truth, you're holding the bag. And I don't want to be that cat spreading a bunch of lies. If you notice, these look like albums sitting up here. There's 3 albums up here. This is a record right here, and the equity behind in a man's intent is his actions.
So come on, T. Let me see this. So who is this American record? Is it a record company? This thing, right?
Well, that was created in London. You might not have been here. There was a school. If you don't mind, Charles, can I just back up real quick and give him a quick summary?
yeah, sure. Yeah.
I was going through my genealogy. Anyway, there was a Earl Combs who played for the Yankees in the 20s and 30s. He retired after his 11-year career with the Yankees, returned back to Eastern Kentucky, and became the chairman of the Board of Regents and the banking commissioner of a school called Eastern State Normal School. Well, obviously, he died throughout time. In 1966, that school changed to Eastern Kentucky University, EKU. His son, late Charles Combs, was now the banking commissioner and the chairman of the Board of Regents of EKU. Him and his wife were murdered, supposedly, in 1983. That's when hip hop come on the scene in the 80s. That's when the opioids hit the street. That's when the B rate went up. That's when mental health and education skyrocketed. Business flourished because everybody was on opioids. And to here. And this label, and then 66, that changed names. But when it was originated and created, the teachers, the curriculum was to teach the students to be teachers. This label was created the same time.
Got you.
So I wonder if the SS16, which is the certificate of election coverage, creates the circuit in the communities across America, the court of record, and this is the label.
Got you. I got you now. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean,
because the profits come from the teachings, right? Why does everybody have little to nothing and a handful have so much? If the base of the outcome in education was we all succeeded,
yeah.
Now, why does it get broadcasted over the air as seeds teaching people?
What did you say about the SS again? The SS? What were you saying about that again? The SS?
Oh, the SS16. That's a certificate of election of coverage that creates the local governments in your communities.
But look, what you just said a second ago, these are little spin-offs from okay, cause check this out. I mean, so you're saying since these companies, so hold on, basically, are you trying to say the Combs, right? Is that because remember, I'm just hearing this from you now. Would that be affiliated with like Combs?
Well, I wouldn't hang on. I don't think I would hang on to the name so much as I would hang on to the families that were here when it all started. See, I
Yeah,
don't know because my father is a Manning, but my mother, you know, so there's
yeah. But look, what I'm trying to say is these people that's been put in place, right? You get your Sean Combs, Puffy Combs, whatever, right? Now, these people are supposedly billionaires now, multi-millionaires, billionaires, whatever you want to call it.
Mhm.
You don't just become one of these, millionaires or billionaires overnight, right? There's rules and regulations to this type of game, right? They don't just give it to you.
Well,
They have
right. I wonder if they grew up in one house.
Oh, you see what I'm saying? Okay, now
And
you follow
somebody
me.
writes the script on who gets a voice.
Yeah.
First Amendment.
Right. Cause look, even with what's his name now? Jay-Z and these people are billionaires, right? But their names, their surnames, whatever you want to call it, their title is connected to people that's for the other side, if you know what I mean. You get like the Rockefeller, right? You get Rockefeller's
Mhm.
Jay-Z now. Then you get Combs. Then you have the Combs record label. I don't know if that's anything
Well,
in there
no,
to
it's
say.
I don't think it's the Combs record label. You know, one was Bad Boys and one was Def Jam. Now the
Death
whole
Row,
Tupac
not Death
and
Jam, Death Row, Death
or
Row,
Death Row, yeah, Death Row. But was
Death Row.
that originally American Record Company, and that deaf is for definite? Because Tupac and all of that stuff, obviously those guys didn't succeed nowhere near like Diddy did, supposedly, according to the labels. You see what I'm
Mm,
saying? Was that the war right there on the
yeah,
teachings?
yeah.
Is that the war on the teaching and the performing arts that, you know, has got us
Performing
here?
arts. Yeah, yeah. I see what you're saying. Hmm.
In arts, obviously we know what art is, but then when you get on stage and start teaching, now it's on record. Actor.
Yeah, yeah. This stuff could have got hijacked. Could have got
Well,
hijacked.
yeah, it kind of falls in line. So I'm wondering, with that whole lost tribe and everything, is it
Okay.
possible that Eastern Kentucky is the little fat guy pulling the strings behind the curtain in the Wizard of Oz?
Hmm.
I recall seeing a movie not too long ago. I actually wasn't even watching the movie. I did put it on for the title, and the title was Mob Town, and it was in New York and about the mob in the 30s in New York. I'm laying there and reading on my phone, researching and everything, and I had the captions on, and then I heard and the mob guy. He was all nervous when the phone rang and she said who it was. She was all excited because all of these leaders were going to come, and she loved to cook, but he was nervous. And then, moral of the story, the Goombas are coming, and I'm like, what? So I rewinded to see what it said. It said Goombas, Coomba. But was it the Combses were coming in the 30s to New York and got slipped a Mickey? And the rest of the families, the rest of the bloodlines are going along with the story to get along. That's all I'm trying to figure out here.
Mm,
You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
There's some significance. There has to be. And it's hidden right in plain sight.
Oh yeah. These things are definitely in plain sight. I've been saying that for a little while now. It's definitely in plain sight. I didn't really understand when they used to say that stuff is in plain sight. I just thought it was cliche, but it really is.
Right. And see what amazes me, London, I'm not a religious guy.
Hmm.
I'm just a guy of faith, right? But I'm
Hmm.
not a religious guy. I
Have you
did
ever?
grow up and had to go to church a few times.
There you go.
But
Yeah.
what I would see from certain people within the family that would get up there and preach that so-called word of God, and
Hmm.
then that evening they'd go home and beat their 100-pound wife. So as a child, I saw something wrong with all of it. I don't understand how I'm able to have this information if none of this means shit. I've got no background in that. I've got nothing, but how is it that I've come to this journey in life that holds so many crucial keys and everybody thinks there's something wrong with you? Is it that we can't see the forest for the trees because of all of the negative adaptations from the teachings that we're holding on to with our imaginations? I don't know, but I won't get to the bottom of it.
Well, I feel like we will get to the bottom of this. I
We
feel like we
will.
can. I feel like we can get to the bottom of this.
Absolutely.
It's basically, in my opinion, it just depends what you're asking for and what you're looking for, right?
Well, that's what I question about a lot of these talking heads out there. I don't see any building. I see a whole lot of destruction. We're like
Yes.
right now, I believe we're building.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, London's not saying, "Hey, 5SPEED, you're full of shit." The fuck?
Nah.
You see what I'm saying? You're open minded.
What happened?
With what? Oh, did he cut off? Is he here still?
I don't know.
Who?
Maybe perception. Oh, there he is. There you are. It's
No, I
5SPEED.
went to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom. I missed some stuff. I had to use the bathroom real quick.
Yeah,
I had
no,
found this thing.
I'm in agreement with you. I mean, the first challenge of this, right, is letting people finish their thoughts without derailing them, letting people get it all out so you can, rebuttal it, reply back to them. Sometimes you can't even get that respect. You can't even let people won't even let you finish your whole spiel, right, before they interject.
I was always taught that the only way you can learn anything new was to keep your mouth shut.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But see, if we want to push our narratives, we can't keep our mouth shut because we want to be the head teacher. We want to be the voice that's got it all. Is what what I see a lot of out there,
Mm-hmm.
and that's sad.
Yeah, I prefer
Certainly
being a
doesn't
student.
secure our children's futures. That's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know it all, but I know a few things, a few new things that people may not be hip to, and I'm always willing to share that with people. My view, my
Charles, could you pull up the definition and etymology on regent?
All right.
Won't be interesting.
Chuck, what was you going to say a second ago, Chuck?
I was gonna say, what's up to Max? How you doing? Definition and etymology of region, like a region in land.
No,
Like,
regent, REGENT.
okay.
Because that guy that was the banking commissioner in the 80s was the chairman of the board of regents.
What's happening, Max?
Okay. I can't share my screen, but I'm screenshotting it. I'm gonna pull it up that way.
Let me see if you want me to. Hang on, let me pull it up.
Because I ran out of my hotspot. My hotspot became cold. Damn, this thing's taking forever.
Pull it up, share it. Now let me see. How do I get back here? What do I do? Say present, share screen, share. On there, here.
Yeah, it's a good conversation, man. I love learning new stuff always. It's something refreshing.
You see that?
Hold on. Yep. All right. Here we
Let me
go.
go back over here. It says 1400s, a ruler, ruling, governing, later exercising vicarious authority, and directly from medieval Latin, regitum, however these words are pronounced. Ruler, governor, noun use of present participle, to rule, direct. Move in a straight line. Straight is the gate and narrow is the way. With derivative meanings, to direct in a straight line, thus to lead, rule. Meaning one who rules during the minority or absence of a sovereign. Is from early 15th centuries, used in place of king and not implying legitimacy or prominence of rule. The Latin word for this was interrex. Well, let's see, when you're in court, you have interrogatory, you have all kinds of sense of university. Normal school changing to a university faculty member, especially in old universities, a master or doctor who takes part in regular duties of instruction or government. Crazy.
It is. I mean, these people had their plan in motion for a long time. This isn't nothing new what these people have got for us. You know, to be honest, I feel like everyone went through what we're going through now. You know, people may have even had it worse than us. You know, like when they speak about, oh, in the olden days it was much harder, blah blah. I do believe that. I believe, you know, even though we are going through what we're going through, we probably had it more, you know, less harder than the older folks before us. You know, if we're going to talk about systematic bombardment and just straight, you know, corruption. But the only thing is, some of these people, I don't think they was aware what was going on. It only seems painful because we're aware what's going on. When you're not even aware of what's going on, the pain don't really matter. It seems like it don't even hurt people because they're not even aware of what's going on.
I think what it all boils down to, natural intelligence, nature, or it's man's adaptations and adoptions of all of this bullshit outside of that with its artificial intelligence. You first got to be able to sustain the family and the home and the farm and the business. And the business is the family.
Mm-hmm.
I believe, anyway.
Would you think their end goal is speed? Or one of their end goals?
I don't understand, for the life of me, London. I don't understand why everybody thinks it has to be this way. And not saying the folks here in the panel and any of that. I mean, just as a societal whole. I don't understand how we can't come together and realize when two or more come together, you're either there to build or you're there to destroy.
Yeah.
You, me, and the devil make three. You convince me to fall off of my faith, then the devil gets to run free and our children don't live out any legacy.
Mm.
And look at all the programs in paper form, all of the programs that are giving the handouts, teaching people it's okay It's okay to be second. No, I disagree with that. If you're not first, you're last. And if you're last, you're not on top. And if you're not
Yeah.
on top, that means you're at the fucking bottom.
They're giving awards out for participation, man. I never got that. You either had to be a champion or sit
That's
on the
right.
fucking bench.
If
And
you
that
if you didn't get out there and win, you didn't get to eat.
right. And that taught so much more, and
You went hungry.
it just taught people to master their craft or whatever they want to master. Whatever you're good at, put your mind to it and master it. But now they want to make it like it's okay to lose, like you were saying. That's a bad mind state to be in, especially in a capitalistic society. You'll get eaten up if you got a weak mind. Capitalistic society will eat you up without saying grace.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to even pull it into words sometimes, you know, until I actually start to build with people that is really open-minded, because it just kind of like, you know, touches on all the things that you're really thinking of. And more or less you're saying the same thing. We're saying the same thing to some degree. That's what I like about open-minded people, you know. If something don't sit right with them, you'll ask for clarification.
I just noticed my phone's at 1%. Sorry to interrupt. If it dies, I don't know what to say. It's gonna take a while for the phone to charge, but if it dies, then I don't know why it's not charging. But
If
go
your
ahead.
mind's not open to learning, then it's closed because you think you know everything.
Exactly. Hey, listen.
See, a lot of folks don't want to take that hard ride to run straight as the gate. Okay, let's talk about these things. But don't push just a narrative because of your ego wants you to win the conversation. You see what I'm saying? And claim that you're bringing more nuggets to the table. You see where I'm going with this?
Yep.
And make somebody look like a fool in front of your crowd so you can stroke your ego and get a laugh.
Yeah, they don't want that. No one wants to look like a fool in front of their people, their crowd, right? Listen, the only way not to look like a fool in front of your crowd is to be open-minded, in my opinion. Otherwise, you're gonna look like a fool when it comes back to you, and you'll be like, "Oh, sorry, I should have really let you said it all, or you know, let you get it out." Like for instance, with all these flat Earth leaders that I've seen around us of lately, you know, your Karen B, even your bro Sanchez. These people claim to be open-minded, right? But they're far from open-minded.
Right.
And that's just a few of them. Not even those two. There's a few more people in the community that claim to be open-minded, but they're far from it. I brought information to these people, and they've told me like, nope, get out of here. They don't even want to hear it. I'm like, hey, you're supposed to be, you know, open-minded and someone that we can come and relay this type of information to. But nah.
See, I learned a long time ago, London, that I saw everything was a record. Everything we ever text, everything we ever put out on social media. So I learned a long time ago to coin my words and purse those lips, right? Because I knew at some point my children were going to be reading all this stuff and they were going to know how their father acted in all of it.
Yeah, I gotta jump off of here, guys.
I'd say karma's going to bite a lot of people in that retrospect.
Karma, yeah. So, Chuck, what are you saying? You trying to shut it down? Did you want it to jump off?
Yeah, I gotta shut it down. My phone's gonna die. It's at 1%.
All right, man. I appreciate the time, guys.
No, I
Much
appreciate
love and
you
many
coming
blessings to
up.
everybody.
You're always
Be the
welcome to
change you
come
wish to
back.
see. Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
always welcome to come back if we could finish this. 'Cause I'm
Absolutely.
interested in this.
I look forward.
Cheers, 5SPEED. Appreciate you, man. Cheers, Chuck. Much love. Thanks for having me up. Peace to the chat room.
Yes, thank you, London, and thank you, 5SPEED. And peace to everyone in the chat. If anyone donated, I'll shout you out next time. My phone's about to croak. I appreciate you all, man. Have a great day, and I'm out.